So, for the last few months, Ground Zero has had some major announcements, especially with their reference series of product. More specifically, they announced a revolutionary new kind of cone design that we dove into a little bit about the new top of the line reference speakers. Well, guess what? It sounds like we've seen some of these reference speakers out in the wild recently. And more importantly, it looks like they may be available to order. To find out more, we've got our good friend Jacob Brown from Ground Zero joining us. Jacob, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Ben, thanks for having me. Yes, semi new thing, but super fun new thing. So yeah, the reference set of speakers we've talked about a little bit here and there. We got to really get to experience them in Austria when some of our team went over to be able to really kind of speak to the level of what was coming. And this past weekend, we got to kind of see them out in the wild, see how they did, see industry reactions to them, and took home a couple of trophies. So yeah, the reference line is here. It's shipping. Super fun.
I remember when you guys came back from Austria with just so many stories and experiences. If you guys haven't followed along, make sure you follow along the 0 Hour podcast. Jacob does an incredible job as the host of that podcast and really, talk about audiophile, just car audio enthusiast stuff. But from where I'm sitting, the reference has always been like that go-to top of the line audiophile speaker. Now, having said that, yes, there is one more level higher. Don't think I ignored that. Obviously, in the Ultra series. But the reference has had a long time following. Like Ultra is new. It's a new kind of series that came out just very recently. Reference has been around for a while. So for Ground Zero to completely redesign the reference, I know that is a big deal and they put a lot of R&D and thought behind this. And I just want to take some time to cover what makes this new version of reference speakers so special. And then we're going to get into what you were just talking about there, the experience from this past weekend's event. So let's first talk about the reference. What did they do different? What's new?
So one of the big things is when Stefan got hired into Ground Zero, he brought with him years and years and years, and he's going to get mad at me for saying this, and years of speaker design theory, technology, all that fun stuff. So reference, while yes, we've had reference, this isn't just a new version. It is a complete ground up rebuild of the reference line for Ground Zero. So yes, I mean you're going to see the ELAC diamond cone on the drivers. You're going to see an inverted dome tweeter, which is a first for Ground Zero. But there's reasons why it's here, and that is all due to Stefan coming in and talking about, hey, this is why these things are important. So his all axis theories of tweeter design got brought into this, and we'll see some trickle down in typical Ground Zero fashion. But really, to just be able to take reference, click delete, re-add all new is absolutely incredible. And to hear them, it is not just, oh yeah, we took the last one and made it better. It's an entirely different ballgame. And I know how much you love the weird, different, fun, exciting type things. This set of speakers is really that. It absolutely impresses. Now, you mentioned Ultra, entirely different ballgame, right? The reference to me is almost like the top tier of what you would see in almost a competition build, right? Like Ultra's a step above. And reference to me is now kind of the new standard. And
Can, can,
it's
can I
weird
say
to say it
something
that,
here?
but it's fun.
I feel like Ultra is like Uber, like upper echelon stuff, but like reference is still obtainium, sort of.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
to that point, it is in line with other similar thought process style drivers from other manufacturers. So this isn't going to be a price tag that you look at and go, "Oh, it's outrageously priced." It's something that you're going to see and go, "Okay, well that's doable." And then in typical Ground Zero fashion, you listen to them and go, "That's not enough money for these speakers."
Yeah.
Like they're fighting above a weight class.
I mean, just looking at them, you said you mentioned the ELAC cone design. For you home audio enthusiasts, ELAC, renowned speaker designer, they introduced this multi-diamond faceted cone material a while back, and Ground Zero somehow got the way to do it and integrate into a car audio system. So that in itself is going to present different characteristics sonically. And then again, for the first time that I remember in any tweeter in any set of any series is an inverted dome tweeter. So I haven't had the chance to hear them. I've heard from yourself. I've heard from Nick Wingate, who can't stop talking about them. But now let's fast forward, because that was a couple months ago. Last weekend, big event happened in Texas called Heat Wave. Ground Zero was there in full force, full team, on location. But more importantly, it was kind of like a blend of a multi, activity car show with a competition element to it. And you guys not only took home some hardware, but also a couple of the builds featured these reference speakers. So talk to me about that.
So surprisingly, well, there were 3 full Ground Zero builds and 1, I want to say, in transition build, right? So one of the competition trucks that was there is slowly but surely converting over. He's an enthusiast, not by any means associated with a manufacturer, a shop, anything. This is truly a competitor who has kind of embraced the Ground Zero ideology, right? I mean, he's a good cat. Shane's absolutely fun to hang out with, loves what we do, loves music. Reference tweeters and ultra mid ranges in his truck right now. And so, sure, he originally wanted ultra tweeters, and this was one of the applications where, we had to make a sacrifice because of the build, right? So reference tweeters and that, absolutely freaking incredible. I mean, a lot of the feedback was, I can't believe what's going on in that. Mm-hmm. Now, the other 2 top tier builds are full reference 3-ways. So Jim's Ram is full reference 3-way, been in the truck.
And I mean, he had plutoniums in it earlier, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So the cool thing here, in the way that Ground Zero designed all this stuff, it's bolt in, bolt out, right? Nice. So the swap from plutonium into reference in an established build was super easy, because it really is same tweeter mounting diameter, same mid-range basket. It gave him the ability to take a super solid, beautiful competition-based install and get the drivers in.
Nice.
And he came out and took first place in 2 different classes in 2 different orgs. Amanda Halter, out of Tyler, Texas, basically same thing, ground up build, 2 weeks old.
That's the Ultima, correct?
Correct. Yep.
Right.
2-week-old build, full reference 3-way, plutonium amps, radioactive 15 IB, like not even
15, a single 15.
Yeah, not even expensive, but not
IB.
IB.
Infinite baffle, if you geeks don't know. Yes.
Right. And even then, it was infinite baffle into a trunk, right? So it was trunk baffled, not necessarily IB.
Right.
And the car did incredible. Again, first place in the 2 classes she competed in 2 different orgs.
And were those the only 2 or 3 vehicles that had reference in them?
Yes. Yep.
So what you're telling me is the only vehicles that had reference in them all placed either first. Actually, no. What did the first guy place?
They all placed first.
Oh, they all placed first, right?
In their classes, they all placed first. Across 3 different
categories.
Right, exactly. So it's not like it was first, second, and third. And on top of it, Jim took the highest score overall in
his Ram.
In one of the with the Ram in one of the orgs that he competed in.
Just because people are probably going to put in the comments, what amps is Jim running to power those reference 3-ways?
It's all uranium amps. So he's got 2 uranium 4 channels and 2 uranium 2 channels, and then he's got 3 plutonium 10s, 1 front center console, and then 2 in the back ported.
Gotcha. Okay, so to wrap this up, Ground Zero shows up at Texas Heat Wave, takes home some hardware, and the inauguration of the reference speakers in competition format goes down. And honestly, you can't really complain with the results, because you got the best result possible in all 3 different categories in the 3 vehicles that had the reference. Okay, right. So if that's not proof in the pudding that these speakers are something to definitely take a good look at, we're talking about the brand new redesigned from the ground up reference series of speakers from Ground Zero. I'm going to wrap this up. Folks, you can go to the website Ground Zero USA to get more info. But here's the biggest question. I know that you had some samples. I know that these competition folks have them. When can everybody else get them?
A couple weeks ago.
Oh, so they're available now.
In stock, shipping and available at any of your local Ground Zero Elite dealers.
All right. Well, there you have it, guys. More info, groundzerousa.com. Hit up your Ground Zero USA Elite dealer if you want to get you a set of these brand new reference Ground Zero three-way speakers. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Absolutely, man.